It's Thursday, April 10, 2025, and this is 2+ Minutes in the Law and Politics. Have you been hearing in the news some stories about President Trump issuing executive orders against certain law firms, accusing them of having done some things he didn't like, and then cutting off their access to many parts of the federal government? And did you hear that some of them are suing him in court, and then others of them are just settling out of court for some pretty substantial amounts, like $100 million worth of pro bono services for causes that President Trump is interested in? Sounds a little complicated and a little convoluted. And frankly, at first, I didn't really have a whole lot of sympathy either. I thought, here are these law firms that are make, millions and millions of dollars in New York City and Washington, D.C. They are the elite. They hire only people who go to Ivy League schools like, Yale or Harvard or, these other big time schools. And my first thought was, well, if they're willing to settle out of court, they have the skills and the talent to fight this off if they think it's unjust. And if they're not fighting it off and just settling, well, then, that's that. It's just not something I'm going to get too worried about. But things have changed for me, and I am worried, very worried. I think we should all be very worried about what's going on. And that's what I want to talk about for a few days. So why am I worried? Well, it's not just these few mega law firms in these cities. According to the Georgetown law students who have compiled a list of all of these types of issues involving the Trump administration, there are now over 600 law firms that are engaged in this type of communication with the administration. My second worry is that these are private businesses. The government should not be able to force private businesses to change certain things just to be able to walk in the door of a government building. And then third, it really sets out those flashing red lights for me that we are either in an autocracy or we are headed there. An autocracy is a system of government by one person with absolute power.